The meeting is starting, guys. The public is invited to participate at the items marked on the agenda public comment. During that segment of the meeting, if you have a question or comment for the supervisor, please raise your hand and wait to be acknowledged. Please state your full name and limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Thank you for your anticipated cooperation.
Thank you. Please rise for the pledge. Thank you. Please rise for the pledge. Thank you. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And a moment of silence, please, for all those who sacrificed their lives to give us our opportunity to serve our country and our town. Thank you. Okay, thank you, everybody. All right, I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
I make a motion to approve agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Motion to approve the minutes from the July 27th, 2026 Town Board meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from July 27th, 2026 Town Board meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Motion to approve the minutes from the August 10th, 2026 Town Board meeting. Need a
Make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I'll second.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Motion to approve the minutes from the August 10th, 2026 public hearing.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from August 10th, 2026 public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Authorized payment of bills of $266,968.88. Need a motion to pay the bills?
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. So tonight we got a presentation, another Boy Scout project. I got Mason Rosen, and I know your dad very well, my friend. So I'm very proud to have him come up and tell the board and the public his project. So come on up to the front here, right by the microphone. If you want to, everybody wants to come up with him, that's fine. And just so everybody knows, I think Dave knows, because in the park, we already have an Eagle Scout project, started his project off of Willow Tree. He's rebuilding the bridge that goes across to the waterfall. So they started this past weekend clearing, and this next weekend he will be rebuilding it. So we want to thank him. And we got Mr. Rosen here now. Go ahead, sir. Hold on a second, Mace. I'm gonna grab you. Can you grab I don't know, it's a pain, but can you grab that mic, Jerry, for him? Just so the public can hear too. You might have to hold it though. Bend over.
I'll bend over.
Go ahead, hold it, mate. You go. Well, it's not heavy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, hold it, mate. There you
Hello. So my name, as already previously stated, is Mason Rosen, and my Eagle Scout project is called Spark, Safe Places and Recreational Kinship. And what it is, to put in a sentence, is basically up at the Round Pond campsite, putting up 4 wooden benches and a campfire up there for the campsite. I know that some of my font up here will be a little bit small. That's why I brought some handouts to give you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mace.
Thank you.
Some of the basics that I have up here is some of these. Here we go. These are some of the photos of what the campsite kind of looks now, and how it's being used. Like for example, to be able to have a campfire, people got to bring some chairs and whatnot. And this is what the campfire looks like now, when we were marking it, so we can kind of get an idea of how big it's going to be and how much space it's going to take up, and if it would really interfere with anything else. And it did seem like we did have enough room to put it up there. Over here, we have all of the steps and all of the things that we need to do to be able to make it happen. Some of the environmental impacts being that it would reduce the amount of fire-related problems or future fire-related problems of the campsite. Hopefully there wouldn't be any. Leave no trace, and minimal chemical use as well.
And Mason, this is going up by where the campground currently is, right?
Yes.
Where the big, where you guys all hang out in that one section? Right
Yep.
on the top? Okay. I think it's going to be a great addition to the park. I don't know if the board members have any concerns. Anybody have any concerns or questions? Or?
Yeah, any questions, I'll definitely take them.
Good idea, Clay. Good idea.
Thank you.
So the public can't see here, you know, this is a fire pit's 40 inches in diameter, 4 benches, bench length are 6 feet long, bench height 15 inches, distance from the fire pit 32 inches, distance between each bench 28 inches, possible supplies 40-inch fire pit, large logs, crushed gravel, landscape fabricate, retaining edge of concrete, leveling, fastening hardware, hand tools, transportation, and delivery materials. So you estimate this at approximately $1,700, right? And then other unforeseen costs. So I would urge anybody in the public that's out there listening to this or who's in here, I'm sure Mason would love any donations for his project.
Yes.
Anybody that would want to help, I'm sure you'd want help. You said you're going to start.
Looks like he's already got
project is end
a
of
good
September?
list of donations assembled.
Yeah, those are my list of people who I'd like to ask
Who
to
you're
donate.
asking, okay.
So that total would be the total without any donations. But I would hope to get a couple of donations from those people or anybody else who'd be willing to donate as well.
Okay.
So you reached out to all these already, Mason? or
Not
you're
yet.
You're going to.
Not yet. I have to wait to get approval.
And you could, right, Tammy's there, she'll probably put something in the paper for you.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Tammy, why don't you get a picture, Mason, and his scout leader right by his display here, and then we'll put that in the paper for you. Maybe we'll get you some donations.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take the picture, and then we'll have a further discussion. Thanks, Tammy, I appreciate it. Get up here, Dad. Give her a printout, that'd be good. You got an extra printout for her? Here.
I think mine.
Thanks, Tammy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, Tammy. Anybody have any other questions? See, that's pretty easy, right? No, we really appreciate it. The Boy Scouts this year have been doing a tremendous job at the park. This is the third or fourth major project they're working on right now. And a lot of people don't realize that the Boy Scouts and their Eagle Scout projects have done many, many projects in the town park over the years. And, they do a beautiful job. So I don't have any problem with it. I don't see anybody on the board has any problem with it. So I would say let's make a motion for Mason to move ahead on his project. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Second.
Aye. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see it.
Nice job.
It's gonna be nice.
Good job there, young man.
It's gonna be nice.
Good job there, young man.
I did.
That would be tragic.
I did. All right. So family, if you guys want to leave, you can. Don't worry about us. Because we got a long meeting. If you want to stay and listen, you're welcome to stay and listen, but it's up to you. But thank you very much. My supervisor reports. So basically on the supervisor report, I just want to report a few small things. If everybody didn't know, we had a very successful event down at the landing last week. The ship came in, Meet Me Marlborough. Had a really, really nice event down there for the passengers to come off, and the public. A lot of public were there. I thought it went fantastic. You know, of course, like everything else that happens down there, I think 20 minutes into it, half an hour into it, the train stopped right when the boat docked. Made a couple calls. They did move the train. It took a little bit, but they did move the train. But I never knew that my park employee was a singer, so Riley did a great job down there. I think he was really good. We should think about using him for concerts in the park as an opener or something like that. I think he was really good. So, you know, that was very successful. The highway department is completing a lot of their road work, getting prepared for the winter. Getting their trucks ready, believe it or not. You know, we're getting into that September, and you know, you never know what could happen in the next 3 months. So they're getting preparations for that done. We had a really nice ceremony down at the highway department last week, also thanking Senator Hinchy and Assemblyman Jacobson for their generous contributions to this town by getting us grants of $505,000 in total. 450 of that was towards the building and reconstruction of the highway building, and 55,000 of that went to the police department for a UTV vehicle. And so that vehicle didn't cost the taxpayers anything. It was all through grants. And I thank the chief for doing the application and reaching out. So did a great job. But everything has been moving along. We started our budget season. I can just tell everybody this budget season, the numbers are coming in extremely high on all our insurance quotes, estimates. I'll just give you an example. Our health insurance just came in at 16.91% increase. That's a fixed cost. There's not much you could really do about it. These increases are approved by the state of New York. So this is what the numbers are. But take 16.9% already on a $1.2 million policy, and you see the numbers. So it's not a good situation. But you know, we'll get through it. We're going to get through our budget season. We're going to start having in September. I'll be sitting down with all the department heads. I already went through the whole preliminary budget with our budget officer. Our new budget officer is doing a great job. And we punched in a bunch of numbers, and I kind of know where we're at right now, which is in a good spot, but we got to actually tweak those numbers and see where we could lower that budget. But just wanted to give the public an update. This is going to be extremely tough year, because you know, as everybody else knows, everything in your life has gone up. It doesn't stop at the town level. We get the same increases as you get, in some cases more. So we're going to try our best. But I got a long meeting, so that's all I'm going to say for tonight. But I just want to thank my department heads, and I really want to thank Danielle and Stephanie. Been doing a tremendous job in the clerk's office over the last 8 months, 9 months now. And I don't tell them enough, but you guys have been doing an awesome job. So just keep up the good work. All right, guys? All right, guys. Comments on the agenda. Anybody out there have any specific comments on the agenda? None? Reports of committees. Does anybody in the board have any comments on our reports from our committees?
I don't have a full report. I just have a quick comment on the rec committee. The rec committee has launched a new event, I think since we last met, but if not right around the time that we last met. But it's an outdoor movie in the park this Friday evening. They're showing the Super Mario Galaxy movie. There has been a movie trailer donated by a local business, so it should be a very nice event. It's open to anyone in the community, and there is no fee to attend. So please feel free to join us on Friday night.
Thank you very much. Anybody else got anything?
I think Mickey has a question.
Come on up.
Oh, she has a report, yes.
Yep.
She has a report, yes.
Good evening. The CAC did not meet in July due to vacation schedules, but we did meet again in August. We are gratified that our collective response to the FOIL requests have been received without additional question and assume that this matter is now behind us and that the CAC can resume normal functioning. Per the Linkwell dashboard statistics, the EV charging stations are reported to have a gross revenue to date of $763.79, with 21 unique drivers totaling 39 charging sessions. I believe that is a cumulative total. Average revenue is $19.58 per charge. It is my understanding that weekly payments to the town should be in place, although I cannot confirm that the first contribution to the town will be based on a quarterly figure or if their software has converted yet to weekly direct deposits. At any rate, it is gratifying that the program is benefiting both those dependent on it and the town income as was intended. As chair, I will be attending the Ulster County Environmental Committee Roundtable this Wednesday representing Marlborough and hope to share our successes with others, get updates on climate smart progress, and find new ideas for the CAC to pursue as well. Climate Smart as a whole has been affected by federal and consequently state funding cutbacks. With that in mind, the CAC will be shifting focus in the upcoming months. I will be reaching out to Councilwoman Sessa and Councilman Kalki to get input on the board's direction for the CAC to make those our main priority. The solar farm could be a focus with electricity creating our next buzz. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Maybe we can either do a conference call or individual, whatever. All right?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mason, here you go whenever you... Mason, here you go whenever you... I got Legislator Donovan. You want to come on up and give your monthly report? You want to come on up and give your monthly report?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Supervisor Corcoran and the Town Board for letting me share some updates from the county. For those who may not know me, I'm Laura Donovan, your county legislator representing the town of Marlborough. It's been a busy July into August. We've been getting really good feedback with working with the County Department of Public Works to bring those 2 speed feedback signs down to Marlborough. They're now up on Latin Town Road near Bingham Road, and I'd like to thank Chief Kakuza and the Highway Superintendent John Alonji for working with us to get the signs set up. Speeding and traffic safety continue to be concerns I hear regularly from residents, and we'll continue working with our local partners to identify additional ways we can address traffic safety here in Marlborough. The Ulster County Revolving Loan Fund is now live and accepting applications. This is a resource available to local small businesses, entrepreneurs that are looking for microloans and gap loans, and it's also available for nonprofits that might have award letters but don't have the funds on hand yet. And this revolving loan fund can help bridge the gap in funding timelines. I encourage any Marlborough organizations or businesses that might benefit to take a look, and all the information is available on the county website. At the next September meeting of the legislature, we'll be considering a local law that I sponsored alongside Legislator Dominic Marino. This would opt the county into providing a property tax exemption for active duty service members who are serving in combat zones, helping reduce some of the burden of county property taxes while they are actively serving in those combat zones. So I'm looking forward to seeing that resolution come to the legislature for consideration next month. And lastly, there's also a new leadership at the county's Economic Development Department, with Leslie Wellington recently taking over as the interim director. I'm looking forward to bringing her for a tour of businesses both in Marlborough and Milton, and to talk about how the county can better support our local business community, which is great. So we're working on scheduling that, and if any business would like to be part of that tour, please reach out to me and we'll make sure that you are. So those are my updates for the month. As always, if there's something I can help with at the county level, please reach out. You can contact me by email or call, and the contact information is available on the county website. I appreciate all the comments and feedback that I get from folks in the community, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Very good. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Great job. Very good. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Great job. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go on to new business, old business. Anybody on the board have any other new business you want to discuss, or any of the old business, I think? All right, then let me get my correspondence here. Okay, greeting Mr. Corcoran. The Marlborough Arts Coalition, Marco, has reserved the Milton train station for Monday, October 26th through Sunday, November 1st. These are the dates we want to hold the 5th annual Art at the Landing exhibit. The dates were chosen after consulting with your office on the itinerary and the ships that visit the Milton Landing. Please consider our request for a fee waiver of the reserved dates. Marlborough serves local arts with exhibit opportunities, collaboration, advocacy to bring immersive art programs to the community. We are a registered nonprofit corporation with the New York State Department of State. Thank you for your consideration. And it's Jeannie Duke, board member of the Marlborough Arts Coalition. So this is all available. We do have it saved for them. I have been corresponding with them for the times and the dates of the boats landing, so they have all that. So I'm going to make a motion to waive the fees for the Marlborough Arts Coalition to use the train station from October 26th through Sunday, November 1st.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Thank you.
Aye.
This is from the Lions Club. Good morning. All attached are the facility usage forms for the Marlborough Lions Club. Marlborough Milton Lions Club will request permission for our monthly board meeting from September 26th to August, September 2026 to August 2027, and September 2nd member meetings. This is their yearly request. So they've been using the community center ever since it's opened, and so every year they got to come back and do a yearly request for their monthly meeting. We request the fees to be waived for these events. I'll send new insurance forms once our policy renews in September on the 1st, and thanks, your best, Frank. So yes, they've been using it. I have no problem with them continue to use it, so I make a motion for the Marlborough Milton Lions Club to use their community center from September 2026 to August 2027 for their monthly meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So thank you. So this goes back to what Councilman Sessa was saying about some of the things that the rec committee is working on, and they're asking the board the use of the Cluett Chance Park for these. So this is, hi all, I'm writing on behalf of the Marlborough Recreation Committee to request the use of the town park for the following upcoming events. The movie in the park is Friday, August 28th. Fishing Derby is Saturday, September 26th. Halloween in the park, Trunk or Treat is Saturday, October 24th. And Christmas Festival and Parade is Saturday, December 5th. Please let me know if the park is available for these dates and whether you need anything additional for Recreational Committee. And that's from Co-Chair Jenna Lazaroff. I believe we checked, I believe all these dates are good, so we should be fine. So of course this is our Recreation Committee, so there's no fees charged, but they're letting us know and we have it reserved. So does anybody on the board have any issues with any of these events?
No.
Okay, then they should be all set. And this one is from the Marlborough Central School District. Dear Supervisor Corcoran and Marlborough Town Board members, we are looking for the use of the Town Park Pavilion on Thursday, October 15, 2026, to ask if the fees can be waived. We'll be hosting the high school varsity football pregame dinner for the student athletes. We will need to use the kitchen and the pavilion from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you in advance for supporting our student athletes. Claudia and Delangio. This is the Marlborough Booster Club, and the park is available, so they checked. So I'm going to make a motion that the Marlborough Booster Club have their fees waived for the use of the pavilion on October 15, 2026 at the park.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Thank you. Okay. Public comments. This is the time of the meeting. Anybody wants to come up? You got 3 minutes to make public comments on anything you wanted to talk about. Manette, come on up. Come on up, Manette. Come on up. Come on up, Manette. Come on up.
Hi, Minette Bowman. I'm here about the noise ordinance that the cops don't want to enforce in this town. We had Bricks having a DJ with a band, with music on their patio 2 Saturdays ago. I called the cops 3 times. I know other people did call. And they tried to say that the decibel was at 62 to 63. And I think from me being here in the past, we've all determined a normal conversation is 65. Bands, DJs, and music are at least 75 to 110. So why do we have a law and nobody's enforcing it? Anyone?
I send the police. You call me, I call them, right?
Okay, well, obviously you may need to get a new meter. And you might need to teach your officers.
This is a certified, true mechanical instrument. And that's what we have to go by. So
Okay.
the difference between the meter and your cell phone, I believe the meter.
Okay, but we all know that a DJ in a band is 75 to at least 110, correct? Okay. Well, I called several times. Did you guys allow these people to have this party outside? Did they ask for a permit
Why would
to
they
have
ask- why
their
would they
live
ask for
music outside?
They have site plan approval to have, why would they have to ask for us for permission?
So they're allowed to have DJs on their back
Then I'd
patio?
have to go look at their, but then I'd have to look at their site plan approval, but I don't know. The answer is I'd have to look at their site plan approval. I'm
And
assuming they're a restaurant bar in the middle of the hamlet, that some of the, a lot of this stuff is available. The extension of their
they
business
can't be
is
going
the
over
outside.
the
No, I
noise
agree with
ordinance.
that, 100%.
And
100%.
they're saying that it's 62. That's a normal conversation.
Yeah,
So
again,
why do we keep getting the runaround here?
I'm not a police officer, I told you that, right? I can only send the police. That's all I can do.
They were on my property doing the meter.
So that actually snuck in the property, so they wouldn't stop them. Meaning that when we pull up to the front door, of course, we're gonna turn the music down, so we take the reading, it's gonna be below whatever level. The officer indicates in the report, Officer Hoffman, that he actually parked up the street, and he walked in stealth, and got 62 and 63.
Well, I also have a video of your officers on my property with trees doing this. That's how they do this. And that can't be 62 to 65. Because this is what I listen to. You can hear them clapping. You can hear Michelle getting down to Funky Town. That's outside my window. You can't sleep at 10:40 at night when we're listening to this. And that is not 62. My opinion. Oh boy. I'm so
What
done.
day was that again?
Last Saturday, the Saturday before.
Last Saturday.
Yeah.
And this was around 10:40, you said?
Well, it started about 6 o'clock
It was more
at
than
night.
10:40, it started early.
10:40 was when they finally stopped, and I was able to go to bed. I had to shut my windows and everything because you can't hear anything except for their music. And the DJ yelling all night long. So that's a little disturbing that this town is for people instead of the residents.
Come on up, come on up.
Hi, I'm Adrienne Akmudi. I live at 36 Western, so I am up right by the left turn where you would go to Grand Street. And I'm in my house, my windows were closed, and I even had my AC on. And I'm hearing a noise, and my dog is even going a little crazy, going back and forth, looking at me, saying, what's going on? I'm hearing something. I go out on my deck in the back. I thought somebody was in the street with a jackhammer. That's what it sounded like. I never really heard that much when the garage was having their crazy parties. I could hear it, but in the summer, if you got your ACs going and, you know, your windows closed, I can hear it, but it didn't bother me. It wasn't that bad, unless you went outside. But this was, I didn't know what the hell was going on. It scared me. And then I get a call from Tammy, and she said, "Do you hear that?" I said, "What's going on? Are we getting attacked?" She said, "That's going from the bricks." I said, "The bricks? I've never heard anything from there." But this was really unbelievable. And I mean, there's a limit. And I think it was probably about 11 o'clock when they finally calmed down. But it was terrible. And then I also spoke to some of the seniors, because Jenny Gardens is right behind my house. And they come up on the deck, on the bridge, and they smoke their cigarettes, which I don't like. They're 90, they're still smoking, they're still nothing, I don't know. They're doing something right, all I know. And so they yell up to me, "Hey, Blondie, did you hear that noise Saturday? What was going on?" So it wasn't only me that heard that.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, that was really scary. That was really scary. Yeah. So it didn't sound, I mean, if I can hear it to that degree, and the banging and the sound and the yelling, oh my God, it's got to be more than that. I don't know.
no,
But anyway.
I understand. Like I said, first I got to do is, you know, from my perspective, I'm not a police officer, so I can't go there and do a decibel reading. I got to go by what the police officers give us. But what I can do is go back and look at their site plan and see if they have approval to have outside events on. I'm not sure. Like, is that an extension of the interior business? So that would be something I have to find out. So
I think at this point, we should probably also
can check it
do
out.
some research on other noise ordinances and see if we're using the same decibel level that other places are. Or maybe even just, you know, like test this decibel on a day on our own from various properties, because it seems like it's now becoming a repetitive issue. If it's going all the way up the street, it's not necessarily just the immediate neighbors. I mean, maybe our decibel level needs to be addressed or updated.
Well, I think a lot of it too is, you know, like, you know, you're in the middle of the hamlet and it's an echoing out over the building, so it makes it even worse. It makes it like a megaphone. It's like when you're in the valley, but so it does echo out for. So I mean, if we have to check our decibel readers, we'll check our decibel readers. But all I could tell you is, right, when I call them, and I called them multiple times, right, Chief? That's what I got back, right? So I can't physically go there and.
No, I'm not questioning the reader. I'm sure the reader is accurate. What I'm saying is that maybe we should adjust what decibel is in our code.
Yeah,
if it's, you know, if it stands there and to a reasonable person, you can hear it through your air conditioning and your shut windows a half a mile up the road. Maybe our decibel number is not the right one.
No, yeah. I mean, like, you know, we looked at this. I don't know how many years ago, but we have looked at this. This isn't the first time this has come about in different situations throughout the town. So it was looked at. I know we did compare it to other towns at the time, but I mean, can we revisit it? Absolutely. I mean, that's something that we could always revisit.
Now, is this an isolated situation? I mean, do they have this weekly, or is this?
Bricks, not
like,
so much. Yeah.
They have to leave their garage door closed in order to stay soundproof. This past Saturday, they had the garage doors open, so I did hear it. But they were done at 9:30.
Yeah.
They were done at 9:30. I didn't call, but they just make me remind them to keep the garage door closed.
But otherwise, they'd be very good in the site. They stop at 10. I'm not saying it's hard, but still, it's better than doing.
But just for the record, I don't own the bar. I'm just a landlord. I'm just a landlord. I did.
When they wanted to have the strip.
I did.
Oh, well, look, I'll talk to Teddy too. I mean, again, you know, being outside, it's a whole different ball game from inside, right? We learned this from. No, I know, but I mean, we kind of been down this road already with another person in town. So I think I'm going to have to address it in the same way and see what we can do. If it's soundproofing, it has to be inside. I don't know, but again, I'll have this conversation just like I had with the last person. And they did seem to take care of those issues for the most part. So I'll have the same conversation. right, and see where we could go. But in the meantime, if the council wants us to revisit the decibel reading, if it's too low or too high, we can do that also, right? I mean, that's but I mean, I did see the picture, you sent me the picture of the officer on the property, but I think he was on the property out there by their line and your line, right? Somewhere in there? By their line and your line, right? Yeah, so I don't know, again, I wasn't there, so I'm not sure. So I know he was there. So. All right. So let's move on to anybody else. Come on up. Any other public comment we got? Come on up. You're Chief. Let's go to the next public comment. We'll have a conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A lot of stuff is meant for the planning board, but some of it is related to town. Good evening, Supervisor Corcoran, members of the board. My name is Justin Wazorek. I live at 7 Overlook Bluff.
How you doing, Justin?
Another day. Another day, guys.
I hear you.
All right. I'm here to urge the board to deny the proposed sewer district extension for Summit Drive properties. It's not on the agenda today, but eventually it will be, and I can only make it here so many Mondays. Based on severe environmental constraints, roadway safety failures, and substantive noncompliance with seeker. I believe that's how we call it, right? Seeker? Thank you.
Yep.
Crucially, this board must consider how the extension interacts with Chapter 118 of our town code. The board tabled that amendment to Chapter 118 precisely because the local sewer extension laws did not align with the strict environmental standards of the New York State DEC. In our town-wide framework for sewer extensions, not legally or environmentally sound enough for the state, it is entirely premature and irresponsible to grant a special district expansion for a high-density project on a highly sensitive site. Under seeker, you're legally required to take a hard look at the environmental and infrastructure impacts of your own actions, not you guys. Forcing extension through while Chapter 118 remains in limbo bypasses the exact regulatory safeguards the town is currently trying to fix. Furthermore, the project suffers from a fundamental access failure that the board must not reward with a utility expansion. The developer is attempting to force high-density multifamily traffic onto a narrow private neighborhood access road that functions as a quiet residential driveway. Developers' own plans admit that the road cannot handle the traffic as they propose a gated, unpaved gravel emergency road to bypass the bottleneck. So I would ask, why would the board consider expanding the sewer district to subsidize a project that flouts basic road safety and creates an infrastructure bottleneck? I know a lot of stuff is for the planning board, so I would table that for them. But for the protection of Marlborough's environment and safety of our infrastructure, I urge you to deny the future, not yet on the agenda, sewer district extension.
So yeah, so if everybody don't know, this is for Summit Drive Extension Project, and if they're going to they got to go to the planning board, they got to go through the process just like anybody would go through the process. But in order to do their project, there's a sewer extension that would have to be in place by this town board. So that's what Justin is here for. So yeah, I haven't got the form back from them to even say they accept what we gave them. So I mean, we have been going back and forth on what's acceptable, what's not acceptable as far as entering the sewer district. I haven't received back any of the secret information yet on any of that, because we won't start that till the applicant agrees to the contract that we proposed to them. So I hear you. I hear you. I got it, and I appreciate you coming in and giving this to us, because what I could do is I could, like, when we get to that thing, I'm going to keep this and I can send this to my attorney.
Thank you.
All right?
Good evening.
Thank you. Anybody else? Mary Beth? Anybody else? Mary Beth? Anybody else?
getting faster.
You're moving a little better.
A little better. So I'm here to, my name is Mary Beth King. I'm a resident of Milton, and I'm here tonight on behalf of the Sarah Hull Halleck Free Library. And the Sarah Hull Halleck Free Library and the Board of Trustees mourns the untimely passing of Mindy Brugger. Mindy was the National Director for Safety and Emergency Management at the Westchester Medical Center, overseeing emergency preparedness and life safety operations across 9 hospital sites throughout Orange, Westchester, Ulster, Dutchess, and Greene counties. She worked closely with local, state, and federal agencies to coordinate emergency management and EMS operations, ensuring hospital environments are safe, resilient, and prepared for any emergency. Her work centered on protecting people, strengthening systems, and supporting the communities those hospitals served. She was an EMT and a part of the Milton Fire Department. What you may not know is her relationship to the library. So Mindy, along with Janice Appler, when the Milton Fire Department bought a new AED, the two of them, Mindy and Janice, were instrumental in providing our library, our small but mighty library, with the AED donated by the Milton Fire Department. And as busy as she was, and with all the hours of commuting that she did, she made time to meet with the board, to demonstrate the AED, answer everybody's questions, and allay their concerns. And then she met with the staff, because the staff was also pretty freaked out about, oh, we're going to have an AED. She met with them, demonstrated to them how it worked, and answered all of those questions. So her death leaves a void in our community, and I would ask, I know Gail's not here tonight, but I'm going to ask the town and the fire department to consider placing a brick at the library and as a permanent tribute to honor her services to this community. So that's all I have to say.
Very nice.
Thank you. And actually, I do have one more thing, if I can have one more minute. So, because I think this is, she was, I don't know why, but her passing really rocked me. I was really upset. So if I have one more minute, if you could, if everybody could just close their eyes and just center yourselves for a bit as I read this in memory of Mindy and her husband. At the rising sun and at its going down, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of the winter, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. As long as we live, and they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have joy we crave to share, we remember them. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. For as long as they live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. Thank you. As we remember them.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you. A sad situation. Anybody else? Come on up. How are you tonight? Good. How are you tonight? Good.
Hello. My name is Ash Singh. resident of Marlborough. My name is Ashton. On Resolution 62, within the agenda it states the Town Board acknowledges Agriculture and Markets Law Section 305A and intends to administer the proposed local law so that farm operations within state-certified agricultural districts are not unreasonably restricted. Also, within the same very section, Section 305A, subsection 1, paragraph B, lets a municipality ask the Commissioner of Agriculture and Markets whether a proposed local land use law would unreasonably restrict farm operations. Given all we've heard about lawsuits, whether the board or any resident believes they're frivolous or not, I would urge the board to take advantage of this and reach out to the Commissioner to review this and get his opinion before moving forward with any of this.
Anybody else got any public comments? Tammy, you ready to say something?
No, I'm just up there.
Okay. All right, then we're going to go on to resolutions.
So there's a lot of scrolling in these resolutions.
Okay. So anybody doesn't understand what this one's about, Resolution 58 is about us creating an ambulance district. Ambulance district it's not a new tax, it's not going to create a new tax, it just takes what we pay for the ambulance service out of our general fund and puts it in a actual district. So you would see that district tax on your tax bill, just like you would say if you had Marlborough Lighting District or anything like that. Any other district that's on your tax bill that's bumped out, that's what you would see this. Again, not a new tax, just showing you what you pay for your ambulance service. What this does for us is a lot of the supervisors have been pushing the state to exempt EMS services from the tax cap. At this point, I think the senators and assemblymen, had passed it, and the governor vetoed that. So we're still hoping for that, but this helps us bump it out, show them what we're actually paying for it, and it's a district now. It also helps us when we're going to put this back out for bid. I think in another year, we put this back out for bid. It doesn't affect anything with our current service. We have a contract with our current service. It stays the same. That doesn't change anything. All it changes is where you see it on your tax bill. You'll actually see what you pay. So I think it's a good thing. It's transparency. It shows you what you're paying for your ambulance service. So that's what this resolution is, just to start the district. And again, on top of that, why we're doing this, the county has a grant program involved right now, and the county, thanks Laura, will be paying for this. They'll be paying for the attorney services and everything that goes into it. So that's why we're trying to take advantage of that and do it now. So Resolution 58 is to approve the preparation of a map plan and report concerning the establishment of an ambulance district in the town of Marlborough. Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following: whereas the provision of capable, efficient, and responsive emergency medical services to the residents of the town of Marlborough is an essential public need, and whereas the town board has determined that the creation of an ambulance district is the town pursuant to Article 12-A of the town law of the state of New York, may it be in the public interest and be a critical step in maintaining the level and manner of emergency medical services the residents of the town deserve. And whereas the town board determines that the map plan and report should be prepared to address the proposed establishment of the district in the town, and it should be prepared in such a manner and in such a detailed determination by the town board to assist the town board in considering the costs and benefits of establishing such a district, and whether establishing such a district is the public interest. And whereas the boundaries of said district shall encompass the entirety of the town and be delineated by the existence of geographical and political boundaries of the town of Marlborough, and whereas when completed on or before September 14, 2026, such proposed map plan and report must be duly filed in the office of the town clerk of the town and be available for public inspection thereafter. Whereas the town board recognizes that before such district may be established, the public hearing must be conducted, and the matter of anticipation thereof tentatively scheduled such a public hearing to be conducted on Monday, September 28, 2026, at 7 p.m. at the town hall. Therefore, it be resolved that the proposed map plan and report of the establishment of an ambulance district of the town of Marlborough be prepared and presented to the town board at a regular meeting on or before September 14, 2026, and that said proposed map plan and report be filed with the town clerk on or before September 14, 2026, and be available for public inspection thereafter. And may it further resolve the town clerk is directed to do all these things necessary in conformance with legal mandates to prepare, post, and publish the notice of public hearing for the public hearing on the matter that is tentatively scheduled for September 28, 2026, and the foregone resolution was duly put to vote, which resulted in follows.
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
All right. I knew you were.
No.
Good. You don't like the district. All right. Thank you. Resolution 59, introduce a local law of the year 2026. Supervisor Corcoran proposes the following, seconded by Councilman Country. Introduce following local law to be known as the local law number, which will get numbered when it passes, of 2026, entitled Local Law of the Town of Marlborough, Ulster County, New York, amending Chapter 155 zoning of the Code of the Town of Marlborough in relation to detached accessory dwelling units. A copy of it is annexed there in Exhibit A to the proposed local law. So some of you out there that come to a lot of our meetings might saying, this is deja vu. Haven't we passed this already? Yes, we have. So as you pass laws sometimes, then once you pass them, people come in and you realize that there's sections of the code that you may or may not miss. And two things in this code that we want to revisit. One of them is mobile homes and trailers. We want to make sure people understand that an ADU is not going to be allowed as a trailer or mobile home as a detached unit. And secondly, we have in our districts, one of them is our district, and we specifically only put in there that you had to have water and sewer, but didn't realize, well, we did realize, but we didn't realize some people were going to apply for it. But there's people that are in our district that actually have way over an acre of property, which is not many, but there are. And so we were saying if everybody else in all the other districts are 1 acre or more don't need it, why would someone in our district need it? So basically it's saying anybody that has 1 acre or more in the R district, they don't have to have the water and sewer. Anybody has under 1 acre in the R district has to have water and sewer. Makes sense, because if you don't have at least 1 acre, you're not going to have the capacity for your septic system, right? So you got to have water and sewer public service. That's basically the whole changes in this code, but there's a lot of direction to different parts of the code. It's extensive because I've really made the attorney go through it and look at where it attaches throughout the rest of our codes. So, but those are the two main things in here. So I could read all this, but it will be long, but I will try. Whereas on January 12, 2026, the Town Board of the Town of Marlborough, the Town Board adopted Local Law Number 1 of 2026, amending Chapter 155 zoning of the Town Code of the Town of Marlborough. The code to permit detached accessory dwelling units, ADU, in certain zoning districts. And whereas an adoption of Local Law Number 1 of 2026 and its responses to the required modifications recommended by Ulster County Planning Board, the Town Board determined that the detached ADU is permitted as an accessory residential use without the need for special permit and for site plan review, subject to discretion of the enforcement officer to refer the application to the planning board for review. And where certain provisions of Chapter 155 were not amended by Local Law Number 1 of 2026 and are inconsistent with the determination of or otherwise inconsistent with the treatment of detached ADUs adopted therein. Whereas in orderly to clarify the intent to give effect to the foregone determination, the corrected internal inconsistencies with Chapter 155 is to conform to code remaining provisions of the substance standards adoption Local Law Number 1 of 2026. The Town Board now wishes to further amend the code as set forth in the proposed local law. Whereas the Town Board finds that the adoption of the proposed local law is consistent with the Town of Marlborough Comprehensive Plan and with the Town Local Waterfront Revitalization Program, LWRP, in that it advances the orderly and efficient use of existing residential lots and existing structures, provides for the modest and dispersed increase in housing choice without extension of infrastructure into undeveloped areas, and preserves the established character of the town's residential neighborhoods. And whereas the proposed local law adopts changes in the allowable uses within R1, and RAG1 zoning district, effective 25 or more acres of each district, and therefore a Type 1 action under the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, (SECRA), and 6 NYCRR Section 617.4B2, and whereas the clarification is consistent with the Town Board's determination on August 11, 2025, that the action is amended and the zoning law is permitted detached ADUs as a Type 1 action under SECRA, with the full environmental assessment Part 1 and 2 and 3 adopted by the Town Board in the course of enacting local law number 1 of 2026. Whereas no other agency has jurisdiction by law to fund, approve, or direct undertake the adoption of the proposed local law, and the Town Board is therefore the only involved agency within this meaning of 6 NYCR Section 617.2T, and is a designated lead agency within the meaning of 6 NYCRR Section 617.2V, and whereas the town consultants have prepared Part 1 of the full environmental assessment form, FEAF, pursuant to SECRA for the Town Board review and consideration annexed hereto as Exhibit B, which may incorporate and build upon the FEAF prepared in connection with the local law number 1 of 2026, and where the town consultants have prepared a waterfront assessment form, WAF, pursuant to Chapter 99 of the Code of the Town Board's review and consideration annexed hereto as Exhibit C, and whereas the Town Board will make a determination of significance pursuant of SECRA and policy consistency determination pursuant of Code Section 99-7 I1 through 13 prior to taking final action of the proposed local law. And whereas Code Section 155-49 requires that every proposed amendment to the Chapter 155 be referred to the Town of Marlborough Planning Board for reports here through and before the public hearing, and hereafter provide and for and whereas General Municipal Law Section 239M require that the proposed local law be referred to Ulster County Planning Board before the Town Board takes final action thereon. Oh boy. Now therefore be resolved that the Town Board hereby introduces the proposed local law annexed hereto as Exhibit A. Be it further resolved that the Town Board hereby classifies the adoption of the proposed local law the Type 1 action pursuant to 6 NYCR Section 617.B2, declares the intent to serve as lead agency, and hereby adopts Part 1 of the EAF as its own, and be it further resolved that the Town Board hereby accepts the waterfront assessment form for review and directs the Town Supervisor pursuant to Section 99-7C and D to prepare and transmit to the Town Board written consistency recommending with respect to the proposed local law in advance of the public hearing, and be it further resolved that the Town Board directs the consultant to prepare Part 2 and 3 of the FEAF of the Town Board's consideration, and the Town Board shall make a determination of significance under SECRA and a written determination of consistency under Code Section 99-7 prior to taking final action on the proposed local law. To be further resolved that the pursuant of Code Section 155-49, the Town Board directs the Town Board to refer the proposed local law to the Town Marlborough Planning Board for report hereon, and such referral to be made before the public hearing hereafter, provide for such report to be issued within 30 days of referral, as Section 155-49 requires, and the Town Board further directs that the public hearing be scheduled so that the 30-day period will have run before the hearing date. Be further resolved that the pursuant of General Municipal Law Section 239M, the Town Board directs the Town Clerk to refer the proposed local law together with full statement of proposed actions of Ulster County Planning Board and review recommendations, and further directs the Town Clerk to file a report with the Town Board final action of Ulster County Planning Board within 30 days of such final action, and be it further resolved that pursuant of Town Code Section 264 and 265, Municipal Home Rule Law of the State of New York of Code Section 155-50, a duly noticed public hearing will be held in relation to the proposed local law in which hearing parties, interests, and citizens shall have the opportunity to be heard. The public hearing will be held on the Town Hall 21 Milton Turnpike, Milton, New York, 12547, on September 14, 2026, at 7 p.m. or soon thereafter, as the matter may be heard, and be it further resolved that the town clerk is directed to cause notice of public hearing in the form hereinafter provided. A, published pursuant to Code Section 155-50A, the Town Law, Section 264-1, in at least one newspaper and general circulation in the Town of Marlborough, at least 10 days in advance. Such hearing and such matter of practice is not requirement. The town clerk shall compute the period executive of the day, application of the day of the hearing. B, mailed pursuant to Codes Section 155-50B1 to every association of the residents of the town which has registered its name and address for such proposed purpose for the town clerk. And C, served at least 10 days prior to the day of such hearing. I, pursuant to Section 155-50B2, upon the clerk of each city, village, town, or county whose boundaries lies within 500 feet of the property affected by the proposed local law, and upon Ulster County Planning Board, and 2, pursuant to Town Law Section 264, 2, upon the Regional State Park Commission having jurisdiction over the State Park Parkway, 500 feet of such property, and D, posted on the town official website and on the town clerk's public bulletin board. And be it further resolved that the copies of the proposed local law shall be available for examination at the office of the town clerk on the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. on all business days between the date of notice and the date of public hearing. The notice shall be in the following form. Oh my God almighty.
You want me to
It's
tag
the
in?
same exact thing I just read, so I'm not going to read this whole section again, all right? Wow. Yeah, our attorney's getting it. Okay. Foregone resolution was duly put to vote, which resulted in follows.
Supervisor Corcoran?
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly?
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Yes.
And Exhibit A is here. This is all online. All the exhibits that were mentioned in here are all online. The full assessment review will be put online. All the documents will be put online. And Danielle and Stephanie will take care of it. So now we're at Resolution 60, to adopt local law number 3 of the year. Supervisor Cork proposes the following, seconded by... Anybody?
Don't all jump in at once, guys.
I know. Anybody
I
want
got
to
it.
second this?
I got it. I got it.
Councilwoman Sessa offered for adoption of the following proposed local law to be known as Local Law Number 3 of 2026, titled Local Law Number 3, 2026, Local Law of the Town of Marlborough, Ulster County, New York, amending Chapter 155-31K, Site Plan Review, and Chapter 155-32L, Special Use Permit of the Town Code of the Town of Marlborough to modify expiration periods of time of site plan and special use permit approvals. What this is doing, if people don't know out there, is aligning the special use permit and the site plan review to 7 years. Currently, how it works is you have to start in a certain time, you got to complete in a certain time, and then you get extensions in a certain time. The site plan review gets up to 7 years with all those in as you go by. The planning board was talking about this, and I guess one of their cases, they recommend to the town board that we look at this and align these two. Site plan review and special permits reviews. So this was directed to us by the planning board, looked at it, and we said, let's make this simplified instead of just keep giving all these extensions. And I talked to Jen about this a lot, who's here, and the chairman of the board, planning board a lot. And we figured that we would make it as simple as we possibly can, and just make it the 7 years right off the top, so there's none of these keep coming back for extension, keep coming back for extension, keep coming back for extension. And that's pretty much what this is, what it's doing. It's aligning the site plan review with the special permit use review, and have a 7-year period on both to finish the project. At the end of that, you could possibly get an extension, but that would be at the purview of the planning board, if they so chose. You know, that's their realm. So that's not our realm, that's their realm, so they would take control of that, and if they so chose to give an extension, that's on them. My anticipation would be if the project hasn't started or the project is really like maybe 10% done, I don't know, they're probably not going to give you an extension, right? But if you're like right there at the end and you needed like 6 more months or 8 more months, and you came to them and told them that, and you explained that, and our engineers went out and looked at the project, and our attorney said it was good, my assumption is they probably would. But again, we're not the planning board, but that's why we're leaving it up to them. But that's pretty much where this is coming from. I do want to read, I think I did read the comments from the Ulster County Planning Board last time. And I did get the ones from our planning board back. But I could read both if you want. I mean, we're doing it. So this is from Ulster County Planning Board. Town of Marlborough proposed amended the zoning statute to require the same completion time period of 7 years for the approved special permit and site plan. At the same time, proposed to remove the requirements to start time and periods for both approvals. Recommendation Ulster County Planning Board. The county Planning Board recommends that the defined commencement period be retained, allowing approvals to remain valid. Identifying can result in project being constructed years after approval under conditions substantially different from those considered during original review, including changes in surrounding land use, traffic conditions, infrastructure capacity, environmental conditions, and applicable development standards. Required modification, the county recommends the planning board the town retain same thing, provisions required as approved, special permit, site plan, and substantial commencement within 2 years or 24 months of the date. If substantial commencement has not occurred within that period, the board agrees that with the town, an applicant may request an extension of up to additional 2 years, subject to approval by the town planning board. That was the Ulster County Planning Board. I know our planning board discussed that in length, and they, from what I heard, they did not agree with that themselves, but they had some comments, and this is the Marlborough Planning Board. Dear Supervisor Corcoran, member of the Town Board, thank you for the opportunity of the Town of Marlborough Planning Board. The Planning Board, the comments on the proposed local law that amended Chapter 155-31K, site plan review, and Chapter 155-32L, special use permit of the Town Code of the Town of Marlborough concerning expiration periods applicable to the site plan and special use permit paperwork. Ulster County Planning Board. So Ulster County Planning Board, the Planning Board reviewed the Ulster County Planning Board recommendations. The town retain and define commencement periods requiring an approval special permit of the site plan to be substantially commenced within 2 years and final approval with the possibility of additional 2 years extension. The Planning Board is concerned that the term of substantially commenced is not sufficiently defined and would introduce an unnecessary degree of subjectivity into the administration of the law. The Planning Board believes that the proposed local law provides a clearer starting point by establishing that the 7-year period begins at the date of Planning Board adopts its resolution approving the site plan on special use permit, including approval within conditions or modification. The Planning Board also believes that if there is discretion to grant or deny any extension, provides an appropriate mechanism to address the Ulster County Planning Board's concerns regarding projects that may proceed under circumstances substantially different from those existing at the time of the original approval. When extension is requested, the Planning Board can consider whether circumstances have materially changed before determining whether extension is appropriate. The Planning Board discussed whether 7 years is appropriate duration for the approval period. While the Planning Board supports the proposed structure of the goal of bringing the applicable time period in alignment, it recognizes that a 5-year period could also be considered as an alternative if you so choose. Conclusion: for the reasons set forth above, the Planning Board generally supports the proposed local law. The Planning Board believes that bringing the expiration provisions applicable to site plan and special use permit into alignment will simplify administration, assist the Planning Board Secretary, reduce the number of extension requests and associated fees, and provide a clearer, more consistent framework for applicants. The planning board appreciates the opportunity to provide its comments and respectfully requests the town board consider the foregoing in connection with the consideration of the proposed local law, Ulster County Planning Board recommendations. Should you have any questions regarding this matter, please contact me, and that's signed by Chairman Stephen Jensen. So that's all their recommendations wrapped up in one. Do you understand all that? Got any questions on any of that, board members?
No, I'm good.
I was skeptical on the 7 years when we first introduced the law, but we didn't hear anything substantial, I think, from the public pushing back on that, and coupled with the planning board's preference and recommendations, I think it makes sense.
Okay. Dave, you're good?
Yeah, I agree with it.
Dave, you're good? Okay. Yeah, I agree with it. So we all agree that we're gonna, we have to make a vote on this. We're gonna override the Ulster County Planning Board recommendations and any planning board that for the 5-year consideration to keep it as we're proposing, the 7 years. So I'm gonna make that motion that we're gonna move forward with the current passage of the bill and not adopt what they're asking us for. I need a second on that.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye. I'll second
Aye,
that.
so moved. All right, so now is, whereas the town Marlborough Town Board proposes to adopt the local law number 3 of 2026, the local law of the town of Marlborough, Ulster County, New York, amended chapter 155-31K, site plan review, and chapter 155-32L, special use permit, the code of the town of Marlborough, the code to modify expiration period to the site plan and special use permit approvals, proposed local law, or the action. And whereas the town board introduced the first interaction of the local law at its regular meeting on July 27, 2026, and whereas because the town of Marlborough the town board is directly undertaking the action and is only involved agency, is therefore the lead agency for Environmental Review Act pursuant to SECRA, and whereas the town board and lead agency classified the action as unlisted action pursuant to SECRA. Here we go again. Whereas the town board directs its consultant to prepare a short environmental assessment form, SEAF, Part 1, for review of the action, and whereas the town board further directed the consultant to prepare a waterfront assessment form, WAF, pursuant to Code Local Waterfront Revitalization Program, LWRP, for its review and consideration. It was on July 27, 2026, the town board adopted the finding contained in the SEAF Part 1, and WAF directed the town clerk to refer the proposed local law to Ulster County Board of Planning and Development for comment pursuant to General Municipal Law GML 239-M, and directed the town clerk to refer the proposed local law to the town of Marlborough Planning Board for its review and comment pursuant to Code Section 155-49. And whereas the town board held a duly noticed public hearing on August 10, 2026, at which all these who wish to speak for or against the proposed local law were heard, and whereas pursuant to SECRA, the town board directed the consultant to prepare SEF Part 2 and Part 3 of its consideration, and whereas the town board and lead agency for the environmental review action reviewed the action for all relevant supporting information and documentation, identified the relevant areas of environmental concern, compared the reasonably expected results of the action with the criteria set forth in 6 MYCRR Section 617.7, and determined that there will be no significant adverse environmental impact associated with this action. It was upon the determination of on August 24, 2026, the town board issued a negative declaration of notice of determination of non-significance, determined that a draft environmental impact statement, EIS, need not be prepared, and authorized the clerk to file a negative declaration of notice, therefore, pursuant to the requirements of SECRA and 6 NYCRR Section 617.12 of its implementing regulations. And whereas on August 13, 2026, the Ulster County Planning Board provided a response to referral by the town board under GML Section 239M, recommended the town retain provisions requiring the approval of special permit site plan is subsequently commenced within 2 years of the date of final approval. If substantial commencement has not occurred within the period, the board agrees to the town board that the applicant may request an extension up to additional 2 years, subject to approval by the planning board. I'm going to skip through some of this. All this is online, okay? Just everybody knows. You could go through this. Because this is like a lot of the background, I'm going to get to the section where it says, be it further resolved that the proposed local law is hereby enacted as follows. This tells you what actually we're changing. Section 1. Section 155-31K, site plan review of the code is amended and reads as follows. So deletions are stricken and additions are underscored. So if you see it up there, I'm going to read it how it's going to read. K, expiration of approval. Site plan review and approval shall be void if construction is not within 7 years of the date.
It's not completed within 7 years.
Oh, I missed it, right?
Yeah,
Not
that's an
completed
important word.
within 7 years. I know it didn't make sense. On the date of site plan approval as described herein, extension of 7 years periods of expiration shall be at the sole discretion of the planning board and shall apply to any project which requests such an extension in writing, filed with the town no later than the day preceding the date on which the approval is set to expire. The 7-year period begins on the date the planning board adopts a resolution either to approve the site plan, approve the conditions, or approve with modification pursuant to section 155-31I-1A. The fee for extensions requests pursuant to this section shall be set by the town board in accordance with section 155-47. And those fees are set at reorg every year, just so everybody knows. Section 2, section 155-32L, this pertains to the special use permit of the code, and the amending of the following, deletions are stricken and additions are underscored. And you're going to see that the wording is almost exactly the same. So we did what the planning board asked us, to try to match these two. All right. L, expiration of special permits. The special permit shall be void if construction is not completed in 7 years of the date of special use permit approval as described herein. Extensions of the 7-year period of expiration shall be at the sole discretion of the planning board and shall apply to any project which requests such extension in writing, filed within the town no later than the day preceding the date of which the approval is set to expire. The 7-year period begins on the date that the planning board adopts a resolution either to approve the special use permit, approve with condition, or approve with modification pursuant to section 155-32D1. The fee for extensions requested pursuant to this section shall be set by the town board in accordance with section 155-47. So again, they're both matching. Section 3, if any of these sections of the local law shall be held unconstitutional, invalid, or ineffective in whole or in part, such determination shall not be deemed to affect, impair, or invalidate the remainder of the law. Section 4, the local law shall be effective upon filing with the Secretary of State, and the foregone resolution was duly put to vote, which resulted as follows. Yes.
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 Thank you. Again, all these documents will be online. Anybody wants to review, Danielle will be sending them up to the state. All right, 61. This is me, I have to sign it. This is authorizing the filing of the negative deck. Supervisor Court proposes the following: Town of Marlborough Town Board, secret negative declaration and notice of determination of the non-significance for a local law of the Town of Marlborough, Ulster County, New York, amending Chapter 155-31K, site plan review, and Chapter 155-32L, special use permit, the Code of the Town of Marlborough, modifying expiration period. So this deals specifically with me, you giving me the authority to sign the secret documents. Whereas the Town of Marlborough Town Board proposes adoption of local law number 3 of 2026, the local law of the Town of Marlborough, Ulster County, New York, amending Chapter 155-31K, site plan review, and Chapter 155-32L, special use permit, the Code of the Town of Marlborough to modify expiration period to the site plan and special use permit approvals to action. And whereas the negative declaration and determination of non-significance is prepared in accordance with Article 8 of the Environmental Conservation Law and New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, SECRA, and is implementing regulations set forth in 6 NYCRR Part 617. And whereas because the Town of Marlborough Town Board, the Town Board is directly undertaking the action and is only involved agency and is therefore the lead agency for the environmental review of action pursuant to SECRA. And whereas the name and the address of the lead agency is the Town of Marlborough, Town Board, 21 Milton Turnpike, Milton, New York, 12547. And the responsible officer is Scott Corcoran, Town of Marlborough Town Supervisor, with telephone number of 845-795-5100. And whereas the Town Board introduced the first iteration of the local law at the regular meeting on July 27, 2026, and whereas the Town Board as lead agency classified the action as unlisted action pursuant to SECRA, and whereas the Town Board directs its consultants to prepare a short environmental assessment review, SEAF Part 1, for the review of action, and whereas the Town Board further directed the consultant to prepare a waterfront assessment form, WAF, pursuant to Code Local Law Waterfront Revitalization Program, LWRP, for its review and consideration. Whereas the Town Board held a duly noticed public hearing on August 10, 2026, in which all those who wish to speak for the against the proposal local law were heard. And whereas pursuant to SECRA, the Town Board directed the consultants to prepare SEAF Part 2 and 3 for the consideration. And whereas the Town Board as a lead agency for the environmental review and action has reviewed the action and all relevant supporting information and documentation, has identified the relevant areas of environmental concern, has compared the reasonably expected results and action with the criteria set forth in 6 NYCRR Section 617.7, and has determined that there will be no significant adverse environmental impacts associated with this action. Whereas the Town Board finds that the proposed legislative amendments, including in the action, are not inconsistent with the existing comprehensive plan of the Town of Marlborough. Now, therefore, it be resolved that after review of the consideration of the Town of Marlborough, Town Board adopts the SEAF Part 2 and SEAF Part 3 prepared by its consultants. Be it further resolved that the Town Board of Town of Marlborough makes the following findings based upon conclusion identified above. 1. Action will not result in a substantial adverse change in existence, air quality, ground or surface water quality, traffic or noise levels, a substantial increase in solid waste production, or a substantial increase in potential for erosion, flooding, leaching, or drainage problems, or geological features such as cliffs, dunes, minerals, fossils, or cave, existing transformation system, or noise. Oh boy. Odor or light. Odor or light macaroni. 2. The action will not result in the removal or destruction of large quantities of vegetation or fauna, substantial interference with movements of any residents or migratory fish or wildlife species, impacts or significant habits, substantial impacts on the threatening or endangered species or animals, plants, habits of such species, or other significant adverse impacts to natural resources. The action does not involve impairment of any designated critical environmental area. The action will not create material conflict with any community current plans or goals or officially approved or adopted. The action will not result in impairment of the character or quality, important historical, archaeological, architectural, or artistic resources of existing community or neighborhood character. The action will not result in major change in any use of either quality or type of energy. The action will not create hazard to human health. The action will not cause substantial change in their intensity of use of the land, including agricultural, upon space, recreational resource, or its capacity to support existing use. The action will not encourage or attract a large number of people to the place or places for more than a few days compared to the number of people who would come such places absent of the action. The action will not result in the creation of material demand for the action that will result in one of the above consequences. The action does not involve changes in two or more elements in the environment, no one of which has a significant impact on the environment, but when considering together result in substantial adverse impacts to the environment. The action does not involve two or more related actions, undertaking, findings, or approvals by an agency, none of which has or would have significant impact on the environment, but within consideration cumulatively would meet one or more of the criteria in Section 6 NYCRR 617.7C. A lot of environmental checks to pass this law. Be it further resolved that the Town of Marlborough Town Board, acting as lead agency, has examined the impacts which may be reasonably anticipated to result from the action and has determined that it will not have any significant impact on the environment, including indirect or secondary impacts, and that therefore the draft environmental impact statement need not be prepared. Be it further resolved that the Town of Marlborough Town Board hereby issues this negative declaration and notice thereof pursuant to requirements of secret and its implementing regulations. Be it further resolved, the Town Board hereby authorizes the filing of this negative declaration and notice thereof pursuant to the requirements of secret and 6 NYCRR Section 617.12 of its implementing regulations. The foregoing resolution was voted upon with all council members voting as follows. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. This is all. 62, to introduce the local law of the year 26. This one is very long. If you thought the other ones weren't long. I'm going to get to just the sections that we need to read. All this is online. All this will be talked about when we have our public hearing. This is a reintroduction of the law. We've had the discussions before on it. So I really appreciate all the feedback from everybody that gave feedback. I really want to thank Dan Havens. He came in to the office and I spoke with him and his wife for probably over an hour and a half on a lot of what was changed in this law. We took a lot of what the public had said and we tried to make it as clear as possible. This is why it's very lengthy. You're going to see this is a very, very lengthy code, and that's because we were trying to clarify as best we can, and it's very difficult to distinguish a farm and a farm event venue. They're two totally different things. Again, if you're a farm and you're just doing your everyday farming, you're just an apple farmer, let's just say. This law has no effect on you whatsoever, okay? If you're a farm and you have a pick your own, and you have a distillery, and then you're just marketing your product and you're just selling your product, this law has no impact on you at all, okay? What this law does is because as the farmers and the farm market and the farmer has gone into pick your own, to distilleries, to selling tremendous amount of things on their property, now to events on their property. It's the only thing that's changed is the events. When it's a paid event, via, and you'll see in the law, there's some examples like weddings, anniversary parties, things like that that are not part of the principal operation, meaning the principal operation is the farming operation, right? These are secondary uses to the farming operation. Those need minor site plan review by the planning board. Only if you're doing that. All the rest, pick your own, distilleries, all the marketing that you do on your property as a farmer. It's going to say that doesn't pertain to you. This has nothing to do with you. It's only when you go to that next level. And you could do all of it. You could do the pick your own, you could do the distillery, you could do the marketing, and you could do weddings. But if you want to do weddings, all we're asking for is this minor site plan review. That's it. That's all we're doing here. But we're trying to make it as clear as we can that that's what we're doing. Okay, so this is a very wordy, very lengthy resolution, and I'm not going to read it all because it's all online, and everybody can read it online. But that's pretty much the background. I will read some of the key points in it, though. So I have to read this one because now therefore be resolved upon introduction by council member. Anybody want to introduce this? Dave? Councilmember Zambito, that the town board accepts the introduction of the proposed local law in its complete form attached as Exhibit A, and directs the proposed local law to remain a separate enactment from the resolution, and be it further resolved, the town board reaffirms classification of the proposed local law as a Type 1 action under 6 MYCRR Section 617.4B2, confirms that it is only involved agency in the legislative action, and confirms its statute as a lead agency under 6 MYCRR Section 617.2U and 617.2W, and be it further resolved, the town board accepts the revised 2026 model FEAF Part 1 as significantly complete for circulation and continued review without adoption and responsive to finding, and without making determination significant directs preparation of a FEAF Part 2 and 3 for the town board's consideration after receipt of relevant comments and recommendations. And be it further resolved, the town clerk shall promptly refer the full statement of proposed local law. This is resolution and revised FEAF Part 1, WAF and current zoning map or other location descriptions of prior comment record and all other material required for the local law to the town planning board under Town Code Section 155-49. The planning board is requested to report within 30 days of its report shall be received. Within 30 days, they shall expire before the public hearing, and it is further resolved, the town clerk shall promptly transmit the full statement of proposed local law and all materials required of General Municipal Law Section 239M to Ulster County Planning Board for a new review of the materially revised text. No final action shall be taken before receipt of the County Planning Board's report or expiration of the statutory 30-day period, and any county recommendation shall be addressed in the manner required in General Municipal Law, Section 239M. So just like all the other laws, these have to go to our county and our town planning boards for review. They have 30 days to get us that information back. On top of that, of course, the public is going to have another opportunity to have a public hearing and speak on this law. The town clerk's going to put this as a public notice. The public notice is in here. It's basically telling you what we're doing. Exhibit A is very lengthy. It goes into the background of what basically how we got to this point. It's going to explain what agricultural district, farm and market activity, farm operation, farm event. It's going to give you it's going to distinguish all of them separately. Site plan for site plan on section 6. It's basically going to break down who or why you would have to go for a minor site plan review. There's a lot of, see, the thing is, when you start looking at these codes, they touch a lot of sections of our code. So we had to go back and refer this section to this section to this section. So it's a lot of work in this. I'm just seeing where it gets here. We're also given like a 90-day transition period in this law, which was recommended by the by public comment. They actually recommended 120 days, but we thought 90 days was a good transition period. So this transition is a temporary legislative accommodation only, just the 90 days once this, if it is passed. It does not legalize any past event or violations, establish a lawful non-conforming use, create a vested or other protected right, authorize new bookings after the introduction date or continue because the application remains pending. No change or recent event may occur after 90 days calendar days without effective date unless all approvals otherwise required by local law have been obtained. Basically what that's saying is, say you were a farmer and you started, I think I want to start having some weddings on my property, but the law hasn't passed yet. I might have someone interested, And if we do pass this, we're going to give you 90 days to allow that to happen before you actually get your final site plan. Basically, you're going to get a 90-day grace period based on if everything, all the criteria is met within this code. So we are trying to transition people into this so that they just don't, you have to come in tomorrow, you have to stop operating. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make this a transition process. We understand that people's business models change, and that in order for some of these businesses, including our farmers, these are the things that need to change, and we're trying to work with them on this. So,
now, are letters going to be going out to them, to the farmers that do this? I mean, not everybody is abreast. Will letters from the municipality be going, from the board be going out and telling them, hey, you're subject to...
If we see that they're having weddings, yeah.
Let's say, you know, farmer ABC, and they have weddings, and they don't know about this law that we just passed, and passed. I mean, would we send letters out to notify them, hey, now you're doing this, that you got to come in and go through
if it's
this
known,
process?
if it gets known by the town, yes, then they would get a letter stating that they got to come in and comply. That's all.
Okay.
And they have, you know, it would be 90 days from the day we passed this, right? So, you know, if it's 80 days into the law passed, you know, you only have 10 days to come, right? But it's basically, you got to say you got to come to the planning board and start your site plan approval. It's a minor site plan approval. So,
I get it.
yeah, but they would, yeah, it's like anything else. If everybody doesn't know, Matt, who works in the planning and the building department, he does look out and on the social media, on the web, and he sees if there's any advertisements going on. This is for rentals for people are doing Airbnbs that aren't registered, right? They can do it for wedding events that aren't registered or don't have site plan. This is what they do. This is their job, right? They're not doing anything but their job. And if they find it, then they're going to make them notified that this law has been passed. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Section 13, effective date, the local law shall take effect on the later of the effective date resulting from completion of all applicable entry publications. The town clerk filing requirements under town law, section 264 and 265, or 2, filing with the Office of the New York State Secretary of State under municipal home rule law, and section 27 provide that the local law shall take effect on any later date required by law, and the board vote results of the introduction as follows.
Supervisor Scott Corcoran.
Yes.
Councilman Cowden.
Yes.
Councilman Zambito.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sessa.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sorry.
That's how I should
Yes,
say.
I was debating too.
That's how I should say. All right. So we're going to set the public hearing. That's it for it, right? Want to make sure, I just want to make sure I didn't miss something here. Again, all these documents are online. It can be read. And item number 14, Manny. Item number 14, Manny.
It's now 8:39, I'll make a motion to adjourn the next meeting.
I need a second. Second. All in favor? Aye, so moved. Thank you, everybody. Sorry for the long meeting. Thank you, everybody. Sorry for the long meeting. Thank you, everybody.